The story of humanity is, at its core, a story of survival. From the very beginning, our existence has been shaped by the relentless challenges of the natural world. Every day, early humans faced threats from predators, harsh climates, and the constant search for food and shelter. Yet through all these obstacles, one driving force remained at the heart of our journey: the need to survive and ensure the next generation would thrive. Long before cities or civilizations, our ancestors confronted a fundamental challenge: protecting their young. This was not just a parental instinct, but an evolutionary imperative, absolutely crucial for the success and continuation of our species. The survival of each child meant the survival of the group and ultimately the future of humanity itself. As bipedalism evolved, so did the demand for larger brains, creating what scientists call the obstetrical dilemma. Human babies began to be born earlier, neurologically immature and utterly helpless, requiring constant attention and care. Unlike many other animals, our infants could not fend for themselves, making them uniquely vulnerable. This necessity profoundly shaped our social structures, demanding a new level of cooperation and empathy. The group became essential, with infant protection transforming into a collective project. It was no longer just the responsibility of parents, but of the entire community. This drive to protect and nurture our young pushed us to become more social, more cooperative, and ultimately more intelligent. The need to care for infants encouraged the development of new tools, innovative strategies, and shared knowledge, all aimed at keeping the youngest members safe. It strengthened bonds between individuals, laying the groundwork for the complex societies we know today. Every cry from a prehistoric infant was a call to action, a powerful reminder of our species' deep dependence on collective effort and shared responsibility. The cradle of humanity was in essence a collective one. Protecting a baby became not just a duty, but a powerful engine of our evolution, driving us to connect, to innovate, and to build the foundations of human society as we know it. Imagine the world 2 million years ago, a place both breathtaking and perilous, where every day was a struggle for survival. The ancient savanna stretched endlessly, dotted with sparse trees and teeming with life, but also with danger lurking at every turn. For a vulnerable infant, threats were everywhere. Massive predators like saber-toothed cats and giant hyenas prowled the grasslands, always on the lookout for easy prey. Even a moment's distraction could mean disaster for a family with young children. But it wasn't just the predators that posed a risk. The environment itself was a relentless adversary. Sudden climate changes brought scorching heat, freezing nights, and torrential rains. Infants faced dangers like sunburn, dehydration from scarce water, and hypothermia during cold snaps. Venomous snakes and insects, as well as invisible threats like disease, added to the hazards. The very ground could be treacherous. Steep cliffs, hidden holes, and sharp rocks meant that a simple fall could lead to serious injury or even death, especially for the youngest members of the group. As populations grew, competition for food and water intensified. Encounters with rival groups were often tense and sometimes violent. In these moments, infants were especially at risk, as adults had to defend both their resources and their families. Protecting the young required constant vigilance and cooperation. It wasn't just about fighting off wild beasts. It was about navigating a complex and ever-changing world. The survival of each infant depended on the strength, unity, and resourcefulness of the entire group, making every day a test of resilience in a world full of danger. Unlike other primates, human infants are born profoundly helpless. From the very first moments of life, a human baby cannot even lift its own head, let alone move around or cling to its mother for safety. This stands in stark contrast to many other mammals, who are born with the ability to crawl, walk, or grasp. For example, a baby chimpanzee instinctively clings to its mother's fur, able to hold on tightly as she moves through the trees. But human infants lack this ability entirely. This profound helplessness is not a flaw, but a direct result of our unique evolutionary path, shaped by the demands of our large brains and upright walking. Human babies are, in effect, external fetuses for many months after birth. Their bodies and brains are still developing rapidly, and they depend entirely on caregivers for every aspect of survival: feeding, warmth, protection, and comfort. Without constant attention, a newborn simply cannot survive. This vulnerability goes far beyond just physical helplessness. At birth, a human baby's brain is only about a quarter of its adult size. The skull is soft and flexible, allowing for rapid brain growth in the first year of life. This means that most neural development happens outside the womb, in the safety of a caregiver's arms. The infant's primary defense is its cry, a powerful signal that summons caregivers for help. This cry is not just a call for food or comfort, but a vital survival tool, ensuring that adults respond quickly to the baby's needs. This extreme dependence comes with a huge energetic cost. Caring for a helpless infant requires constant attention, energy, and resources. For early humans, the burden of care was simply too great for one individual to manage alone. As a result, our species evolved to share the responsibility of raising children. Communities formed around the need to protect and nurture the young, with multiple adults cooperating to ensure every infant's survival. In this way, the helplessness of our babies forced us to become more social and cooperative. What began as a vulnerability ultimately became our greatest strength, shaping the very foundation of human society. Infant protection began with Australopithecines like Lucy. Walking on two legs freed hands to carry infants. The group provided safety in numbers. Homo habilis introduced stone tools, enhancing defense. Home bases offered secure places for young. Homo erectus marked a leap in defensive capabilities. Advanced tools and fire provided warmth and safety. Fire deterred predators, creating a circle of safety. Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens refined these strategies. They lived in fortified locations and used sophisticated tools. Social organization and compassion were key. Community and mutual support protected vulnerable children. The past is silent, but it leaves clues in stone and bone. Archaeologists pieced together infant protection stories. Early sites were strategically located for defense. Tools evolved, enhancing defensive capabilities. Projectile technology increased group safety. Fossil remains reveal dangers and survival. Evidence of care for the weak shows community support. Controlled use of fire provided warmth and safety. Hearths show repeated, controlled fire use. Fire created a barrier against predators. These clues reveal the strategies that protected infants. Modern hunter-gatherers offer insights into ancient infant care. Groups like the Hadza and Zhuangzi show communal care. Infant care is a shared responsibility, not just the mother's. Alloparenting frees mothers to forage, ensuring nutrition. Babies are constantly held, keeping them safe and calm. Practical strategies include carrying infants to avoid danger. Camps are zones of safety, deterring predators. Social learning and cooperation are crucial for survival. Knowledge is passed down through generations. Shared responsibility ensures infant survival. These societies model how our ancestors raised children in perilous environments. Protecting helpless infants was a catalyst for evolution. Collective care forged our humanity, making us deeply social. Infant protection strengthened bonds and transformed groups into communities. It fueled intelligence and innovation, driving tool and strategy development. Language may have roots in communicating danger and safety. Caring for infants cultivated empathy, compassion, and altruism. Archaeological evidence shows care for the weak and elderly. This instinct to care became social glue, encouraging cooperation. Human survival is a story of a promise kept across generations. Our ancestors navigated a dangerous world to protect their children. This legacy is encoded in our DNA and cultures, shaping the world today.